If you don't learn to like yourself, then no one else is going to. You gotta learn how to accept yourself. Otherwise, the people around you aren't going to. As much as that sucks, that's the truth. You can't expect others to like you if you don't even like yourself. People aren't obligated to like you. People aren't obligated to accept you. And that's just a sad reality. As much as we shouldn't have that kind of superficial thinking, I think we just do by nature. And that's not to say just because that's true doesn't mean everybody is that way, because I'm kind of just generalizing here, but for the most part, nobody cares about you, about your problems, about your goals, your desires, your needs, your wants, because they don't actually know what's going on in your head. They're too worried about themselves. And whether people like to admit it or not, we're only thinking about ourselves and our wants, and you got to do the same thing. It's not a bad thing to want to prioritize yourself and to put your needs first. And again, just because it's okay to be selfish sometimes doesn't mean you're automatically an asshole or a dickhead, because sometimes you gotta look after yourself first. It's easy to feel sorry for yourself and reject yourself because you see all your own flaws. The demons that you're hiding in the closet are all telling you that you ain't shit, and it's easy to go down that rabbit hole of thinking that you're not good enough, and then the world around you starts reflecting that about you. But when you start accepting yourself and prioritizing yourself and your goals and your wants, you can start living a more fulfilled and stress-free life. But I think that's also the hardest thing to actually do, is to really just accept yourself fully. Because when you do, you become kind of egotistical, you check yourself out in the mirror a lot longer, and when you don't constantly keep yourself in check, you do kind of become an asshole, thinking you're better than everybody else when you're really not, thinking you deserve more than you actually do. There's a difference between prioritizing yourself and being entitled. You aren't shit. You don't matter. In the grand scheme of things, you don't matter. Think about how many people have been alive throughout human history. You think you're gonna be any different? Even the people who have achieved great things, eventually they're gonna fade. You've only been given one chance to do the things you really want to do. And you can either live to the fullest by actually embracing yourself and not worrying so much about you, and just start experiencing the world around you. But again, that doesn't mean you're entitled to anything. The world doesn't owe you anything. For me, the hardest part is learning that I don't have to be liked by everybody, because I've talked about this before, but I feel like I've always been a people pleaser growing up, and I still haven't gotten rid of that part of me. I know not everybody has to like me, but at the same time, I also don't want people to think bad of me. And because of that, I think I'm hindering a lot of my own personality, which hinders my ability to flourish and, maybe perform at my absolute best. But it's also something that I'm also overthinking maybe. Point is, I've never been able to accept myself, and I've gradually gotten better at doing so, at just becoming my true self, embracing my own self, my own interests, which is why I find it so disappointing when people have a certain expectation of me. People have made their own image of me inside their head, and they think that I'm this type of way. And sometimes I do feel obligated to live up to that expectation, but you don't. You can only be you, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm not changing for nobody. I'm just gonna be me, authentically. I like what I like. I do what I do. I am how I am, and you are too. You don't need to change yourself for nobody. You don't need to sacrifice anything for nobody. You just gotta be you, and it's gonna make you feel selfish. But you gotta think, these people that you're sacrificing your own well-being for, are they gonna be there forever? Are they actually looking out for your best interest? Do they understand your motivations? If not, then why are you doing it? Why are you investing your time into them? You can't try and please people forever. Otherwise, you're not gonna be happy. And your goals, your desires, whatever, you're never gonna get them if all you do is try to please other people first. Again, this doesn't mean you gotta be a dickhead. No, be you, but be kind. And don't settle for less because that's all you think you deserve. Stand your ground when it comes to your own beliefs, because they don't know the full story of you. Only you do. So stop moping around about your flaws. Stop moping around about how that guy is so much better than you are, because that shit will get you nowhere. Besides your mom, only you've been here from the start, and you will continue to be here until the very end. You can either learn to like yourself and accept it, or be sad forever.